Tonight, there are a bevy of things to learn. You know, we're getting close to award season. Yes, even though most of the movie year was curtailed by the Wuhan virus, there still will be an award season. And some of the movies are starting to creep out now, and you can tell they've been made just to try to capture that gold. Plus a bevy of independents for you. All that and a whole lot more, and I'll tell you how they put them all together as cinematic class is about to begin, and your professor is in. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. Tonight, let's open up with an independent horror. You know, it has to be very difficult to create not just a horror character, but one that you want to be iconic. If you're thinking in the terms of Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, it takes a lot of thought to go into that to figure out what is the personification of evil and why do we need to hide it behind a mask. And even more importantly, what that mask will be. Well, tonight's first movie attempts to do just that. It was written and directed by Alex Bourne, and it's called Clownface. This is a maniacal, supernatural, evil killer who makes his mask out of the skin of his victims. Clownface is played by Philip John Bailey. He's kind of a wiry guy. He doesn't look like the type of guy that you would think of as a serial killer. Looks like he might have stopped at the pub and had a bit too much ale. Other than that, if you're into the gore fest, Clownface could be right up your alley.
Every small town has its ghost stories and urban legends. Tomorrow will mark the 1-year anniversary since Zoe Bates and Rick Barker were involved in vicious attacks.
Maybe you remember some more details about the murders.
I just feel like I'm going mad.
Let's stay with the independent horror movies for a while, and this one is called Uncle Peckerhead. I kid you not. Now, you know as soon as you hear the name, this is not going to be really serious, and it's not. Good thing about it is it's from the folks at Dread Central. We haven't had a good, decent horror film from them in a good number of months, and it's glad to see that they're back in the schlock B horror genre. But this one adds an awful lot of comedy to it. It was written, directed, and edited by Matthew John Lawrence, and Peckerhead is played by David Littleton, and he does a really good job playing this. Now, this is one of those bizarre horror films in that it's rather gruesome, and there's some good special effects as far as the gore is concerned, but the setup for the gore scenes is rather funny. There's one scene where he's tearing people apart and his two buddies are like doing play-by-play on the sidelines. It's ridiculous. So if you like to laugh along with your gore, Uncle Peckerhead could be for you.
Band meeting. 6 shows, 7 days.
What do you guys need a van for?
So that our band can go on tour.
I can drive y'all. Every touring band needs a roadie, don't they?
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
My name's Peckerhead.
That is not your name.
It's tour time.
Beck, we gotta move, let's go! What could be taking him so long? Hello?
Every night at midnight, I
Who's to say it wouldn't be one of us next time?
I am in complete control.
Yo! Put your head down so we can get the top of your dome!
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's get to the biggie. This is Christopher Nolan's Tenet. And I've reported on earlier shows how he was pretty adamant about opening this up in theaters. It's kind of good in a way. As a critic, they called us in and we got to see it in IMAX, so it was an awful lot of fun. This is really the first big summer blockbuster that they catered to us to, and it's worthwhile. Think of it as Nolan's Inception infused with Jean-Claude Van Damme's Time Cop, and you have an idea of what's going on here. This movie is visually very, very stimulating. It's nice to look at. The casting on this is totally wrong. David Washington is the lead, and he's absolutely horrendous in this. I have a whole lot more to say about this on the blog spot. And if you check out the Outtakes with Fiore blog, you can read about all the little miscues technically that went on in this. Bottom line is that it's an interesting tale to see, but when it comes all down to it, because of some of the techniques they use, because of I'll tell you one thing they do. The plot, which is rather complicated, is revealed in very short staccato dialogue. And then on top of it, maybe because of the COVID era, I don't know, but they're talking through masks, because when you deal with time travel, the air is different. So it would be like me, I can get you a mask here, and it would be like me doing my review for you, along with it, so you can really, tell that character guy. And half the movie is like that, and you can't understand a word they're saying. So some big technical problems with Tenet. Like I say, go on to the blog spot, and you can eyeball it. But still, it was fun to watch. Here's a look at Tenet.
We all believe we'd run into the burning building. But until we feel that heat, we can never know. You do. You chose to die instead of giving up your colleagues. That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Nuclear holocaust.
No. Something worse.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too.
You have to start looking at the world in a new way.
Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
What'll happen here?
Hasn't happened yet.
This next movie, ladies and gentlemen, exemplifies the absolute worst reason to make any type of film making. If you look at the pre-publicity items for this, they'll tell you that it's trying to be cosmopolitan, and it's revisionist history. Those are key clue words that they're doing things in this movie that not just plain aren't right. I point them all out to you, and you can see about them on my official Outtakes with Fiore YouTube channel. We're going to put the URL down here below for you. Go on there and take a look at what I have to say about this, because it's rather eye-opening. I will just say this. This is one of the movies that is being released early to try to get a jump on winning Oscar gold. This movie is absolutely horrendous for what it does. Although it's put together exceptionally well, cast and crew function well, the message they are putting behind this movie is absolutely abhorrent. It harkens back to Sergei Eisenstein, and you know how fond I am of him. This one you need to avoid at all costs.
This narrative is far more than mere fiction.
Are you David Copperfield?
I am indeed.
It is the true story of the life I was about to lead.
Your mama is ill.
How ill is she?
Very ill. Dangerously ill. She's dead. We're very sorry.
I can easily recall people of strong character.
Good morning!
Good morning. Is it too early for sherry?
A little early.
And weave their memory
Come in. Form a queue.
into my life's journey.
We're ruined.
Like a castle. Bailiffs.
How can we be ruined?
Like a big castle. Heads.
We could keep him as a little pet. It was a joke, I'm sorry. I've been attempting to learn gentleman's humour from a book.
This calls for a celebration.
Hooray!
This is a remarkable day.
Did you hear that?
I'm a huge maniac! What an adventure we have had.
On your head.
What are you doing?
Medicine, reviving you.
This is salad dressing.
Is it?
Thank you.
Sorry, what was your name?
Copperfield.
Copperfield?
Copperfield.
This is Crotwood Trosserfield.
David Copperfield.
Oh, donkeys! This is a donkey-free zone!
You're a remarkable woman. Very kind.
Say, I know officially summer is over, but you can still kind of style and profile and put on your boogaloo shirts and everything like that. So if you want to look your best, you need to be stopping at House of Fairuza, Barbershop and Cigar Lounge. It's the only reason I look somewhat decent on camera. Believe me, they do a great job down there. When you go down, ask for Sam, tell him I sent you down, and have him explain to you about the Cigar Lounge. Because once you find out about this place, you're definitely going to want to be a member, especially if these lockdowns stay on, or who knows, even if they augment. This is a great way to get out of the house, chill, relax, and still look your best. That's the House of Fairuza. Barbershop and Cigar Lounge on the corner of Drake Road and South Park Road. You're going to be glad you stopped down there. It's well worthwhile. So let's shift back into independent movies. This one comes from New Zealand. You don't have too many movies that come from there. So it's a, kind of an interesting thing. The premise is that we have a kind of a nerd who has the ability to see ghosts. And one of the ghosts he can see is a cop who recently died. And the cop, the dead cop, wants this nerd to help him catch the guy who killed him. Okay, so there's the plot for the story. This was directed, written, produced by Hayden Wheel, and he also puts himself in one of the starring roles, which, wow, that's an awful lot of hats to wear for one simple movie. Does this thing come off? No. The comedy kind of misses a beat. It's a little bit off skewer. Might be worth a look, but really nothing to break down any doors for. The name of the movie is Dead.
I woke up in a barn. Then I realized I was
Dead.
Neurological medication in.
Oh, that's what makes talking with ghosts possible.
You can see me.
What happened, man?
murdered.
That's a bumhole.
I need your help. I'm gonna hunt the man responsible for my death and take him down.
What would you give to have him back again? I didn't even make it in time to say goodbye.
Oh my God, Dad!
Listen, son, there are two feelings in this world that are completely useless, and one of them is regret.
I'm finishing this. No, Ted, come on, man. With or without you.
You're seeing this through.
I'm seeing this through. Let's get to work.
Marvel.
I'm here for marbles. You can do this, Marbles! We can still
Come to daddy.
Are you staying with us?
You're looking so buff, your body. You're gonna look amazing at your funeral.
Who are you?
I'm Dave Marbeck, and I can communicate with ghosts.
Say, there's a movie called Watch List, which is kind of a social awareness movie, and it's made in the Philippines. It was shot in and around Manila. It's all about, you remember back in the day when President Duarte put a real strong clamp on the drug cartels, pushing, using, all that kind of stuff. Well, they developed a watch list, and this movie concerns a group of policemen who take things to extreme. And they take the concept of cleaning the streets literally. It's kind of an interesting tale, and there's a family obviously that's caught in the middle of their previous lives, their current life, and now what the cops are doing for them. You're gonna have to read this one. It has some subtitles to it, but it was kind of an interesting thriller. The movie is Watch List.
Taas nyo ang kanang kamay nyo at sumumpa. Ako ay voluntaryong sumusuko. Dahil gusto ko nang magbagong buhay.
Mas malayo dapat ang marating yung magkakapatid kaysa sa amin na nanay nyo.
Ikaw, huwag masyadong papagabi sa daan, ha?
Mas na ako.
Sumama ka sa akin. Dali mo.
Ha?
Isa namang kaso ng extrajudicial killing ang naganap.
Anong ginawa nyo?
May nakuha kaming shabu dun sa bulsa niya.
Mabuting tao ho ang asawa ko. Tarantado yun minsan pero hindi niya magagawa yung binibintang niyo.
Ano bang may ipatulong sa'yo?
Gusto kong magtrabaho sa inyo.
Sabihin mo sa amin kung saan na ka itong mga taong to.
Gusto ko lang ho ng katahimikan.
And while we're talking about movies from overseas, let's hop over to Greece. They have put out a movie called Entwined. It's kind of a fantasy fable type of movie, which pits medical science against Mother Nature. Always a good combination. You're going to have to read this one, and I think you'll like it. It's all about a doctor who finds he's a little bit chagrined over his medical science, wants to get away from it all, and in the process finds what could be called a succubus who's a Trifid. Here's a look at Entwined.
Η φωτιά είναι εκεί που θέλει να βρει στην καρδιά κάθε σπιτιού. Είναι το αίμα που κρατά το σπίτι ζωντανό. Πάντα θα μου είναι χρέη φωτιά.
Είστε ο πρώτος γιατρός στην άλυτη. Αν χρειαστείτε κάτι.
I'm seeing my first patients already. No, everything is totally fine. Παναγή, θα πρέπει κάποια στιγμή να μιλήσεις για όλη αυτή την κακοποίηση που έχεις υποστεί.
Το δάσος
Αυτό το κορίτσι που ζει μέσα στο δάσος, τι συμβαίνει σε αυτό το σπίτι, θα μου πείτε?
Δεν πρόκειται να φύγω. Εδώ είμαι κυρά.
Εγώ πρέπει να γυρίσω πίσω στο χωριό, στον πατέρα σου.
Η θύμηση του αγγίγματός σου θα με κρατά στα πόδια μου όσο να έρθεις.
Ο Θεός συνάδεψε τους μυερούς για να τους ξεχωρίζουμε.
You know, I have to admit, when I watched this movie, I anticipated something worthwhile. Jude Law is in this, and I think he's a fine actor. But this is another one of those movies that's being released in time for the Oscars just to garner some type of award. And you could tell they've put Jude Law up there for this. And I got to tell you, this movie is lame. It is really painful to watch. It is slow. It drags. There's nothing worthwhile in watching this. And even an actor the quality of Jude Law cannot salvage this movie. I'd suggest you skip this one. Just let the critics watch it. They're the ones that'll talk big about it. It's really not worth your time. Here's a look at The Nest.
I think we need to move.
What are you talking about? I thought things were great.
Things are dried up here.
This would be our fourth move in 10 years.
Backwards.
But money's fine, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This is a fresh start.
How about this?
Oh my god.
It's perfect, Al. That's what we always wanted.
Is it?
You're embarrassing.
And you're exhausting.
I paid our rent. I paid for Ben's school. I bought you a car. I bought you a horse. I paid for construction on your barn.
You're delusional.
I'll make money for us.
For us? It's not for us. It's so you can go to fancy parties and tell people we have horses.
For the first time in years, I feel worthwhile. I feel powerful.
You're a poor kid pretending to be rich. We don't have any friends here. We don't have any family. What does it matter so much to you?
Because I deserve this! And I deserve a lot more!
Now, when I mention Mulan, the first thing you're going to say is, we know, Professor, you don't like it. It's the woman warrior agenda, and women can't do that kind of stuff, and it's silly. No. Surprise. I like this movie. I liked it an awful lot. I had fun watching it, too. You know, part of the reason is the supporting cast. I mean, my God, you have Donnie Yen in this. You have Jet Li. You have Jason Scott Lee. Those three are worth the price of admission right off the bat. And you have Gong Li as one of the magical, mystical witches in the thing. The supporting cast in this is absolutely tremendous. They do a lot of neat things technically, to try to make the fighting look a lot better than what it actually is. Of course, you don't have to do anything for Donnie Yen or Jet Li. Then Jason Scott Lee, those guys can fight like crazy. But it's a good movie. I kind of enjoyed it. Once you get it in your head, this is going to be a story about a woman warrior, and be happy with that. They do a nice job in transposing the cartoon to the live action film. I kind of like this one. Here's a look at Mulan.
Do you know why the phoenix sits on the right hand of the emperor? She is his guardian, his protector. That she's both beautiful and strong. Your job is to bring honor to the family. Do you think you can do that?
Citizens, we are under attack from northern invaders.
Their leader calls himself Ori Khan.
Fights alongside a witch.
No survivors. By edict of His Imperial Majesty, every family must contribute one man to fight.
Have you no son?
I am blessed with 2 daughters. I will fight.
We must be strong. This time he will not return.
Loyal, brave, and true. It is my duty to protect my family.
Ancestors, please protect her.
What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander, son of Hua Zhou.
We're going to make men out of every single one of you. Close the gate!
The spirit is evident, but something holds you back.
When they find out who you are, they will show you no mercy.
I'm Hua Mulan. I will bring honor to us all.
We are fresh out of time. Time flies when you're having so much fun. Want to make sure that I thank Anthony, Katie, of course, our friend the bear, for helping out with tonight's episode. Now that you have learned what you have learned, class is dismissed. Did you watch Mulan? You didn't see the new one yet? No. The new one's a little fun. I had some people talking to me saying, oh, they took this out of it and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. And I said, well, it was a cartoon. How do you expect them to, you can't take everything you can do in a cartoon and put it in your budget would go through the roof. I thought it was pretty fun. Okay, we need to go to the set. Oh, you're good. You're good, man. You got it good.